Hello, hello. We're doing this thing. How's everybody been? It's been a gap again, and I apologize for that, but we had a really big night last night. A lot of spicy news came out of the Video Game Awards. If you're not familiar, those were held last night late if you're in Europe, past midnight at least, which is kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is, I suppose. I came in as kind of a hater. I think that it's a little commercial. I think that they sell there were Lenovo plugs and all kinds of just advertising in there. Phone gotcha games that nobody really cares about, but you can tell that maybe they opened the wallet a little bit for some time, and then the middle kind of dragged. But there were a lot of big announcements, and we're just going to go through the front page of the subreddit. That's the plan with the show, and hopefully we'll have some more participants up here. But I'm going solo today, so. Just a recap though. Maybe you don't have time to come to Reddit and pore over every story, and you just need a little summary, and that's what we're here for. And I gotta tell you, the top story as of this time, Friday during the afternoon in where I live, the top story isn't what I expected. I thought it was going to be all Video Game Award news, and we have several big announcements that we're going to talk about, but it actually has to do with Xbox. They are now on Blue Sky. They're participating there in an official capacity. If you're not familiar with Blue Sky is, I will try my best to catch you up. It's an alternative to Twitter, and I just went through the comment section here. It's real rough in there. It gets into political back and forth. Somehow Blue Sky became perceived as the left and Twitter the right, and I really try to avoid this stuff, so I'm not going to go on too large of a tangent here. I will say that I prefer Blue Sky at this time because take back your space out there. Take back your online space. Not everybody deserves access to you all the time. And that seems to be what Twitter, X proponents, I should be calling it X, right? Proponents, they're like, well, it's just an echo chamber. You just listen to what you want. And I'm just like, hell yes, that's the point. That's my porch. That's my internet porch, and I don't think everybody deserves a space on my porch to tell me how they feel. If I just want to talk about video games is what it comes down to. Politics are everywhere. That kind of stuff, it's unavoidable in life. A family dinner sometimes, it's all over the place, and a lot of us use gaming to escape, and that's how I treat my social presence there, and I know many of our users do as well. So, long story short, X still has a lot more users. Blue Sky is definitely having a moment, a big growth moment recently. Other reasons I prefer Blue Sky: when you block someone, I don't have anyone blocked, but I think this is important for privacy. If you block someone, they can no longer see your content. On X, it's still available to them. They can see it, and and some people have concerns about that, and it's understandable. Blue Sky is also decentralized, which a lot smarter people than I will fill in the gaps if you want to look into why that might be better. But this is my personal opinion. I don't hate X. I think it's still a viable platform. I just really, it's dismaying to see the comments and how people even turn this into a war. It's almost like a console war type situation in there. So I'm not going to open up the comments on that page. Again, I've already gone through it, and it's pretty vile. People get real personal. And it's kind of the downside of moderating. But just if you are on Blue Sky, you can follow them at xbox.com. On Blue Sky, you verify by using your own domain. If you see something that has xbox.com, you can be assured that that was approved by Xbox in some official capacity. There's also a Game Pass account. Phil Spencer is over there. Sarah Bond is over there. You can look for... hold on here. Well, there's starter packs out there, they call them. You can just click on one, and it gives you a bunch of people to follow if you're new to it, if you're looking to try a new platform. Again, this is, like I said, take back your space online. Not everybody deserves access to you all the time. It's not protecting yourself in a bubble. You can still investigate political issues and that kind of stuff, but do it on your own terms. Nobody deserves the right to come in and troll your post about something completely unrelated. If you're talking about video games and all of a sudden they come in with the woke and all that stuff, just understand that not everybody wants to deal with that all the time. And maybe they agree with your message, but they don't want to deal with it. I don't, people I agree with, I don't want it in my game feed. And that's what it comes down to. So I'm going to move on from there. Like I said, I didn't want to tangent too long. And let's get into the real stuff, the games from the Video Game Awards show tonight, and the top trailer. After it's had some time to settle, everything got posted kind of at the same moment. Yeah, okay, the same couple hours during the show. Outer Worlds 2 came through as the top feature trailer and your top post, just based on user vote, and bringing in some of the top comments here. Conflict NZ says Obsidian are same, 2 AA, AAA quality games, in the same year. How did they pull it off? Obsidian, if you're not familiar, is also working on Avowed, obviously highly anticipated, but do yourself a favor. If you're scrolling through the subreddit or even on YouTube, search up the Outer Worlds trailer, Outer Worlds 2, if you haven't seen it. It's a lot. It's spot on. It has great humor. It's really the kind of stuff that speaks to me anyway. I really enjoyed it quite a bit. Got a chuckle out of it. So it's your favorite, and I was kind of surprised by that. Following that up is we have an update from user Jonesy2282. A couple weeks ago, we saw a post, and Jonesy said that the Xbox saved their lives, and I'm like, oh boy, this sounds like maybe a garbage post, something that needs to get taken down. But I quickly investigated, or the mod on duty did at least, and found out that there's a story behind this. Jonesy was traveling via bike, I believe, and I'll see if I'll pull this up here on the video feed if you're watching this on YouTube. With my own link, and Jonesy was on a bicycle ride heading home from their local GameStop with a Series S boxed up in their backpack. I was going down the busiest road in town when I had to cross an intersection. As my front tire hit the road, I noticed a truck pull out from behind some thick bushes, and I was struck. He got hit on his bike, right? Oh my goodness. I managed to keep most of my body above the steel bumper at first, but I wasn't aware the driver didn't see me. I was sucked under. My backpack slammed on the pavement. Not only did it tear through my bag almost instantly, but it started shredding the box and then the controller. If the box wasn't in my bag, it may have hit my head, because at the time I wasn't wearing a helmet, which everybody knows it, and Jonesy was told, and even Jonesy knows it, right? People know this and they don't do it. Put a cap on that lid. Bikes and cars don't mix. It's an unfortunate reality of sharing the road, and protect yourself out there if you're a biker. So the long story short here is that they survived their accident, and they think in no small part to the Series S. The update that we're getting today is Xbox hooked them up, sent them a Series X and a new controller, and a year of Game Pass. So Jonesy says they have 5 more weeks to recover from some of the injuries sustained in that accident, but my goodness, what a story, right? And we were glad to see this update. Happy ending, I guess, for Jonesy. So that was your number 3 story of the day. Your number 4 story of the day, this is what I thought would be the top trailer. The Witcher 4. It just kind of came out of nowhere. I guess some people knew it was around the corner, but we got it. The trailer was pretty epic, in my opinion. I will be a weirdo and say that I did not get into The Witcher 3 on the level that many people did, but I fully respect its place in gaming history. It was Game of the Year in the Xbox communities here on Reddit when it came out, and I'm sure many other places. Witcher 3, well respected. So Witcher 4 will be coming out eventually. I don't know if we have a release date on this one. The top comment is from None of Them Swallow. Reddit usernames are fun, and it's just something that, comes with the territory. Does this even need an explanation? Geralt's story wrapped up nicely in 3, and if the writers felt like giving him a rest, obviously they would have gone with a new protagonist. I would even make an argument Ciri's story didn't need a conclusion or a continuation, but it seems natural for her to take over the mantle in a sequel, and Geralt will definitely show up at some point. So the focus of the story is obviously on Ciri. And some people might object to that. I don't know. People complain about everything, so say something and somebody will complain about it, I suppose, right? That's how it feels out there on the internet sometimes. So I'm personally excited about this. One thing that I mentioned, and maybe other people did too as we were watching the Game Awards, it does feel like this generation is tilting toward what a lot of people call a golden era. There's 2 or 3 years where everything kind of comes to to grounds, and it feels, there's too much to play, and that's what we're looking at. If you look at the early releases in 2025, it is insane. And in the next couple years, for sure, we're going to see Grand Theft Auto 6, Avowed. We're going to see more about the Elder Scrolls next game. That might not be as soon, but definitely we'll be hearing more noise about that. I assume that would be targeting this generation. We have the Outer Worlds 2, which is a much larger budget game. The Witcher, as we just talked about, and as we go on, you'll just see it's insane. Another story posted below the Witcher news is a user got a deal on through Verizon. I don't know. They got a free Xbox or something. People seem to like those posts. It might be more appropriate for Community Weekend in the Xbox community, but that's more housekeeping, so we'll skip on beyond that. Then the story after that is talking about how Obsidian is releasing again Avowed and Outer Worlds 2 in the same year. Crazy. What kind of magic do they have working over there, right? The next story that was submitted after an ad. I don't usually have ads on Reddit. I'm a bootlicker, I guess. I pay for Reddit Premium. The amount of time I spend on the site is daily, usually doing moderation or even as a user, and I don't like ads. So YouTube Premium, I'm the same way. I can't go back, and these companies get me latched in, but at least I feel like the subscriptions are worthwhile. Really sidetracked there. Getting back to this top stories. Somebody submitted a War Thunder controller. The controller looks amazing. If you're on video, you can see it now in the feed. Unfortunately, this is not for sale. It's raffle only, so as often happens with these, people get all excited and they realize, oh, you can't buy it. I don't understand. Just sell the things. People will line up to give you money. The controller collectors are a real thing. I never understand this limited edition approach. More news on The Witcher 4. You'll see some of these stories are kind of adjacent, and it's just deeper dives into what we saw. The first Berserker has a release time schedule, Kazan, and we're looking in March. This game's still a ways off. It's interesting that they have the times and release dates there. They must be real confident in a launch there. Nothing's going to go wrong toward the end, I suppose, if they're putting it out this early. Let's see what's going next. Limited Run Games is printing physical editions of Virtua Fighter 2, which we didn't even discuss. Sega says they are diving back into the troves of their IP, and they're bringing back some of these classic titles. Virtua Fighter's back, and you can buy it physical if you are into collecting physical, or you're a proponent of how that licensing works over digital. That's understandable. Yeah, this one slipped all the way down. It's insane. Borderlands 4, I think maybe people are a little burnt out on it. The movie didn't do that well. Borderlands 3 was not as well received as maybe they would have liked. So this feels like a big moment for the Borderlands 4 series. It's confirmed, 2025. Again, here's another game, 2025, talking about that big year. Turok is coming back in a new game, not just the classics. The remasters are available on Xbox. You can get them usually on sale for a decent price. If you played those in the N64 era, that was a big franchise. And it's still kind of fun in a weird kind of way. It's like going back and playing those old Doom games, the original, the real old ones. And they're still fun. And that I guess that's a testament to good game design, because even though they look ugly as hell, you still have a good time racing through them on some level, considering how old it is. That's pretty amazing. The Xbox Countdown sale is now live. 1,500 deals. There's some good deals in here. I'll open up the comments and we'll see what users are highlighting. King Bully WF. I tried. This is going to be a recurring theme here as we bring in more of your comments into the show. But ask if anyone is buying Dredge. Dredge is on sale. That's a game I have on my wish list. I saw it last night. The reviews are user reviews. People I've talked to, they seem to love this game. Here you go. I open it up, and Dredge is such a good indie game. I loved it, says Steve Meyer Jr. Geist MD says it gets boring. Not bad, not great. It just gets dull, which some of those games do become kind of grindy. I can't speak from personal experience, but I know Kevin, another one of the team members here, he loved that game. He spoke about it for weeks, so might have to look into that one. Alan Wake 2 is on sale. Warhammer. All the Final Fantasy games are discounted except for the Final Fantasy 13 trilogy again. Well, that's unfortunate. Pull up your store page. Look in there. You will pull up your wish list. You might find. That's how I digitally shop, and I think that you can be economical that way. Look for those deep discounts. Moving on, more Outer Worlds 2 news. The sequel features more action, more weapons, and more graphics. This is kind of in line with that goofy marketing I was talking about. I really enjoy that. Turok news. Here's another big one. Okami, a sequel. This isn't like a remaster reboot. It looks absolutely beautiful. I recommend you check out the trailer for that. This is a cult game. A cult following, I should say. It was kind of big when it released, and then over the years, it's one of those games that people keep calling back to. They want more, and they keep going. When people keep asking, then eventually somebody has to listen, and that's how I feel. So it's good to see them realize that IP is in demand, and people want to revisit a gorgeous game, and I can't wait to see what it's going to look like on modern hardware. After that, we're kind of, Elden Ring has a standalone game, Night Rain, that will be coming out. Let's see if we can get a date if I open this up. I'm sorry, I don't know right offhand. Yeah, I don't see anything right off the top of my hand, but a lot of these games are coming out 2025, 2026. Here's an NFL highlight because the ads are on again in Reddit. That's the NFL. UNFL is really pushing into Reddit hard. You're seeing a lot more of that corporate kind of feel. A lot of those realizing the big audience that Reddit supplies to them. So we're looking more at the Virtua Fighter stuff. Oh, Onimusha, a new game. Onimusha came out during Resident Evil's early heyday and played very similarly. It was kind of that 3D isometric camera angle. The mechanics were slightly different, and it focused more on it wasn't zombies, obviously. It was a different setting, and it was just a beautiful, fun game back then. You can buy the classics on Xbox. They are available. It's like going back to play an old Resident Evil game. It's a little clunky. Like I said, it feels a little rough, but I'm a big classic game proponent, so I'm glad they're available to revisit at least, and this new one looks absolutely amazing. Okay, I was going to say I didn't get a chance to talk about these, but Ninja Gaiden Ragebound was revealed, and it looks pretty cool. I was kind of excited about it. These are, again, the retro games that I've got fond memories of. The speedrunning community of the original is out there. It's something that you can review, and it's really, really interesting. There's this speedrunner named Arcus. It's a whole thing. I was kind of skip past that, but if you're into that stuff, it's worth looking up. This one, I was like, okay, like I said, I'm pretty excited about it, but I'm more excited about it because the team creating it also created Blasphemous, if you're familiar with that game. Very, very, very good game. Also another game worth looking into if you're into Metroidvania and tight, tough combat, but 2D, kind of best way to describe it. Look up some reviews, check it out if it's your vibe. If you're looking for something to play, that might be one worth wish listing as well. And we also, this one has not been announced for Xbox, but we got confirmation of Slay the Spire 2. I believe you can wishlist it on Steam right now, and when I say Xbox, it's not confirmed for anywhere but Steam. It's safe to assume, especially with the previous Game Pass relationship, that this one will see Xbox soon after release, if not at the same time. I guess that would be wishful thinking. Probably soon after release. They usually like to test out games on PC first when they go that route. That's it. I kind of want to bring this to a close because I'm running a little long. Our idea here is to keep these kind of short and just give you the headlines, a quick update and maybe some comments and deeper information. But some community stuff right now. If you check out the highlights, is what Reddit calls them now, the sticky posts up atop the community. We had some great AMAs all throughout the month. I cannot even recap them off the top of my head. If I check our little alert thing here, we have a Game of the Year voting happening. I should mention that. That's going to be pretty soon. This actually has some history behind it. This is, I think, our 11th or 12th year of running it. That's worth checking out. But kind of the biggest news is we're still in the middle of this massive giveaway funded by Reddit community funds. We've already given away the spiral designed custom controller as created by Rubber Duckier, a user who won our contest, also got themselves a 1TB Series S. For the next month, every week, we're giving away 10 more of those controllers to users. This whole giveaway is kind of massive and maybe a little under the radar for how big it is. Last week, we assigned 10 winners, and they all... most of them have replied already. Thankfully, they met eligibility requirements, but those users will also get a chance to win their own 1TB Series S at the end of this. We're going to give away 40 total controllers, 10 of them each week, starting every Wednesday. You can come in and leave a comment. We've just been asking for favorite game every week. We might switch it up just to keep it from being so redundant, but a lot of the users commenting are ineligible, and that's kind of the thing of Reddit. Nobody really reads all the details, and unfortunately this contest does have a lot of fine print, including regional restrictions. You have to live in the US, the United Kingdom, or New Zealand. These were imposed on us by virtue of signing the contract. The contract came pre-filled out with our limitations, and unfortunately we have to adhere to them here. But we're still getting massive responses and making a lot of people happy with these prizes. It feels like when we get to tell people they've won, it makes a lot of this work that we put into it worth it. The reactions are genuine. People are all the emojis, that kind of stuff, right? They're real excited. It just made my week. I hear that a lot. And you don't know where people are in life. Maybe that was a big pick-me-up for somebody that wasn't having the best week. So that it's something fun. It's something good. I like to spread some good out there when we can, instead of the negativity and toxicity that is so prevalent online. It's nice to avoid that when possible. So anyways, get in there is all I'm saying. You need 100 to count karma on Reddit. It's not too hard. Post some comments in our community here, or go to other ones, say something funny. You'll get like 50 karma. It's not, you can do that in a week's time for sure. You have 3 more chances to get in on this contest. So enough yapping about that. Like I said, the AMAs are great. You can always check out our wiki for an archive of them. We had one for Maximum Football, which actually enticed me to try out the game. It's interesting. It's more of a, like, if you want to get in the dynasty mode and that kind of stuff, if you're into sports simulations, it seems to be pretty thought out. So I want to try that a little bit more. We also had an AMA for, oh gosh, I forgot the second one. We've had so many recently. Anyways, like I said, it's available there in the wiki. You can check that out. Reddit's been so funky lately, and if you're on audio, I'm sorry, it's just me scrolling through the Reddit, but they move and change things so often, and they have this new redesign, and it's constantly relearning and tweaking to their adjustments, but hopefully things are stabilizing now. So checking out our AMA archive. This is if you're looking with me online on YouTube, you can nobody ever looks at the wiki of communities, but there's a lot of information here that's actually pretty useful. We were talking about the game of the year. It might be interesting to you. We got a few minutes here. Let's list the last 10 game of the year selections. Starting with the original in 2014, Sunset Overdrive. That vote was held in Xbox One, as were the first many. The Witcher 3, speaking of the devil, 2015 and 2016. It was actually Overwatch. That game, despite where it is now, is still a massive hit. People play it all the time, but originally it was all positive, all great buzz. 2017, Assassin's Creed Origins. 2018, Red Dead Redemption 2. That's not a surprise there. 2019, I think, might be a little bit of a surprise, where Outer Wilds won the Xbox One community vote. 2020 was followed by Ori and the Will of the Wisp. That was the first year the Xbox Series X generation was in play. 2021, Halo Infinite had just launched, that one game of the year. People forget, but Halo Infinite launched pretty widely to acclaim. It was very well received before some of the warts started to show, if you will. 2022 should be no surprise. Elden Ring. I'm still mad at the Game Awards for including that DLC as a Game of the Year candidate, but that's a me thing, I guess. And last year, in a kind of controversial vote, Baldur's Gate 3 won Game of the Year. The reason it was controversial is because, let's see here, it's because it still had a lot of bugs, including one that would delete your game save, which that's not fun for anyone. So people said it should be disqualified for that. Other people said that the game is just so gosh darn good that I saw a comment that it was so good that they didn't even care that their save was deleted. They were happy to play it again. So, game's on sale right now. I know a lot of people were waiting for Baldur's Gate 3. I should mention that was in that sale that we were talking about earlier. Check your store page. So why did we come to the Xbox wiki? I remember now. It's the talk about those recent AMAs, and then maybe we'll get out of here. If you go again to the wiki, an extensive list of AMAs from all the major Xbox communities over the years. There might be 100 in here, including some real big ones. It's kind of good to go back to look at developers early in their history and see what their thoughts on game development and that. Nine Souls was a recent one, which is recently out on Xbox. It's a cat platformer, I think. It's a terrible way to describe it. Just go watch the video, you'll understand. Bulwark Evolution and the Falconeer was also recent. Those both happened at the end of November there, so excuse me. I think I'm done. This is a good run. Again, I think we're going to try to do these more often now, especially when there's more news. So hopefully you found it helpful to your day, to your understanding of the Xbox realm, to what's going on out there, I guess, especially an update on the Game Awards show and all that. So I look forward to seeing you all online. Next time I do this, hopefully we'll have a few more people in here with me. If not, I don't mind. If you don't mind, right? What are we doing? See you later.